Well, welcome back. Today, lawyers for former President Donald Trump met with special counsel Jack Smith's team investigating the handling of classified documents after Trump left office. NewsNation is told that Trump's lawyers requested the meeting, which is being held at the Justice Department. While these face-to-face sessions can mean charges are soon, they can also mean they are not soon. During an interview on the Todd Starnes radio show this afternoon, Trump was asked about whether the DOJ will charge him.
I don't know. They've never done it before. It's really unfair, but the people get it. They see it happening, and it makes you more popular. They want back what we had. No, this is a terrible thing that, what it's really called, it's influencing the election. It's called election interference.
Absolutely.
What they're doing.
He is right that he has gained popularity since his last indictment, but we bring back the panel. Scott, criminal defense attorney hat. At what point in the investigation, or maybe lots of points, does the defendants or would-be defendants legal team meet with the Department of Justice?
Well, it varies because every case is different. In this case, I think that the federal grand jury is meeting. I think that the government's going to be presenting this tape whereby apparently there are admissions made by Trump that he took the documents, he was keeping them, he knew that he couldn't share them with others, which is under the Espionage Act. And I think his legal team is not only concerned about that, but concerned about the alleged misconduct and how he's been treated with the crime fraud exception vis-a-vis attorney-client privilege. All of that's on the table, but at every one of these meetings with DOJ, what else is on the table is we want to know more. We want to reverse proffer on what you're looking at and what you got. But then lastly, is there a deal to be had? Can we resolve this? Can I give you more evidence to show that my individual, my client, does not have the intent to commit the crime or never committed this crime?
Well, as you know, discretion is a big part of law enforcement.
Exactly.
And not just for the allocation of resources, but there are obvious political considerations.
And who gets charged and who doesn't?
And we live in, it has been said, ham sandwich nation, in the sense that it's a nation in which a grand jury, a decent prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. But he's not a ham sandwich. 74 million people watched him govern for 4 years and voted for another 4 years. And any responsible prosecutor has to bear that in mind.
He's got to take the political consideration in mind. But New York went first. The feds, if they got an airtight case on super secret documents and an espionage violation by a former president, what do you want the feds to do? To walk away from that for political purposes? They cannot. They're going to bring that indictment.
They better be ready to start by talking about Hillary Clinton's server.
Well, time has run on that. Time has run on that. The statute of limitations has run, so let's not talk about Hillary Clinton.
That's the standard by which the FBI has decided whether they're going to charge or not. And best I can tell, Trump does not meet the Jim Comey, Hillary Clinton standard. He brought classified documents in tractor trailers to Mar-a-Lago, and this was not a hidden in night. This was not, as far as we know, in the public, trying to sell it for influence. This was, I have documents. These are my documents. I want them with me, and they're special to me. And this phone
illegal.
Call that he said is exactly down that same line. These are my documents. I want these documents. They're mine. And so if you're trying to meet the Hillary Clinton standard, you just don't have it.
Well, there's no Hillary Clinton standard per se.
Or the Hunter Biden standard.
Well, maybe.
Or the Joe Biden standard in the documents next to his Corvette in his garage. You can make all the distinctions you want, legal and otherwise. Try and sell that to the public.
Yeah, but facts change these cases and the line of demarcation. With Donald Trump, he knowingly took them. If you believe what you've been reported, he not only kept them, but he also hid them where they had to issue a search warrant to come get them, and now he's being prosecuted for not only keeping them, but knowingly having them and possibly sharing them with others. There are no other facts that support anything like that with Biden or with Pence or anyone else that's been kind of caught up in this. And those facts make a difference.
All right. Well, and now we get to wait and see what Jack Smith does, or if it's even really up to him or Merrick Garland coming up. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.